At the end of this presentation, I want to leave you with three very distinct feelings. I want you to feel anger because these 5 children are never going to have the same educational opportunities that you and I had. This has to change, and we must be angry if we want to change it. I want you to feel inspired by hundreds of people like Sharanya who are working relentlessly to ensure that every child attains an excellent education. And I want you to feel committed. So committed that you dedicate yourself to ensuring that educational equity becomes a reality in India. Good morning, everyone. I am Kriti Chopra, a 2012 Teach for India Fellow and now a part of the Fellowship recruitment team. If you want to understand what we do at Teach for India, you have first got to understand why we do what we do. For this, we need to look at the state of education in India. Can I please request everyone to stand up? I want you to imagine that you represent the microcosm of all children in India. Just imagine that you are 3 to 5 years old and just about to enter school. Now, can I ask this group here to please sit down? What do you think is the difference between this group and everyone else in terms of education? This group represents the 4% of children in India who will never enter a school. They will remain oblivious of the concept of education for life. They will never work with pens and pencils or probably even see the gate of a school. What this also means is that this subset here will at least enroll in a school. For some people, 4% might seem like a small number, but we have got to remember that this is 4% of 320 million. That amounts to almost 13 million. Now, can I ask everyone till this line to please sit down? What do you think is the difference now? Who do they represent? This group represents the 42% of children in India who will drop out after 5th grade. And I don't mean that they will drop out of school at the end of 5th grade. Some of them might leave at the end of 2nd grade or 3rd or 4th. But by the end of 5th grade, they are all out of school. We started off with 4% never enrolling. And by the time the remaining got to 5th grade, nearly half of the children of our country are out of the education system. I want you to think about yourself, your life in 5th grade and what it is now. What do you think would have changed if you had dropped out in 5th grade? I know about my life, the kind of friends I have, the books I read, even the plethora of job opportunities I have today. Nothing would have been the same had I dropped out in 5th grade. Now, I want everyone in this group, except those last few people, to please sit down. Who do they represent? Just look around. This group shows the 90% of children in India who will never enter college. If you are a girl in rural India, you have only 1% chance of making it to college. 99%, you won't get there. I think this is unfair. It's not fair that your demographics decide your destiny. And just think about what this means for India. We are utilizing only that 10% of our human potential. Just think of the growth we can make if we maximally utilize this 90% as well. Which now brings me to the vision of Teach for India. One day, all children will attain an excellent education. Here, I want to focus on 2 things. The first is all. By all here, I mean all 320 million of them. Every child needs access to education. Currently, 4% have none. Every child, irrespective of where he or she comes from, deserves this right. The second is excellent. Why do we need excellent education? This is because the quality of education has a direct correlation with the level of education, the lifelong earnings, even health and longevity. So if we just bridge this achievement gap, we not only make India equitable, we also improve the average standard of living of an individual. Now, how are we going to achieve this vision? This brings me to the mission of Teach for India. To build a movement of leaders who will eliminate educational inequity. Now, I want to focus on leaders here. At Teach for India, we believe that we can solve this staggering problem only if the best and brightest young minds become the next generation of leaders who are willing and deeply care about solving this problem. Now, I would like you to meet some of our leaders. From prestigious colleges like Lady Shri Ram College in Delhi and IIT Bombay, we have Arashi and Rajiv who joined us this year. Avantika from National Law School, Bangalore, and Akshay from Columbia University joined us in 2012. They are both teaching 3rd grade now. We have engineers from varied experiences like Robin from VMware and Ruchita from Accenture, who are taking their first steps to solving the problem of educational inequity in India. We also have people from globally renowned companies like Bhavapriya from Google and Ishpreet from Infosys, who have joined Teach for India classrooms. Now that you have met some of our leaders, I want you to just take a few seconds to have a look at the range of colleges and corporates that we get our leaders from. These are some of the undergraduate colleges, some of the postgraduate colleges, some of the international universities. A large percentage of our cohort are actually working professionals, and they come from such diverse backgrounds like banking, manufacturing, consultancy, IT, and marketing. We take great pride in the fact that we get fellows from across 382 colleges and 219 corporates. Teach for India gets thousands of applications every year. Last year we got 11,300 applications, out of which we accepted 800. In the last 5 years, our selectivity has been around 7%. Like I said, we want to build a movement of leaders. We want this program to be a highly selective and aspirational fellowship. It is not just about the competition. If you meet our criteria, we are going to select you. In fact, the more fellows we have, the more children we can impact. Now, before we close, I want you to look at this picture. This is a picture from my classroom. And I want you to think about the immensity of the challenge ahead. And what would have happened if Teach for India had not entered this classroom? Which group would have these kids ended up in? Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to come and talk to me right now. Or I have given you all my contact details. Please feel free to send me a mail. Thank you.